I said, look, it's so obvious in psychology how you train your memory. And number two, how you can access that memory when it really counts, when the pressure is on and there's only 10 minutes to go, you've got another couple of questions to answer in the exam. How do you access that memory? First of all, how does actually memory happen? Have any of you ever... Isn't that very nice? Thank you. Okay. I don't even remember that. Remember, that's like chicken poo, what just happened. So that's totally disappeared in the past. So don't be embarrassed about anything. Now, how you actually have your memory, you will find that if you, number one, you pay attention to what's happening, and number two, you enjoy it, now you'll find actually it's very easy to remember things. So one of the reasons why people, also you've got to be sort of fit and energized. One of the reasons why people waste a lot of time either in lectures or when you're doing studies, when you're reading the books or reading the computer, one of the reasons you waste a lot of time is because you don't know how to use the mind to memorize. I don't know if any of you have been in a trauma. Car crash is maybe the most common. You will find if you've been very close to death, you remember the details very easily. You don't have to try to remember them. They keep flashing back in your mind. Or if you've had a very enjoyable experience, it's very easy to remember. Again, a good example of that is, why can you remember some of your favourite songs? Those favourite songs which you have in your head, which sometimes you can sing in the shower or whatever, did you ever try to remember those things? Did you ever sort of, look at that, I've got to remember this sort of lyric, I've got to remember, okay, this is how it goes. It happens naturally, doesn't it? Isn't it obvious that what you really enjoy is very easy to memorize? So number one, if you really enjoy it, it's very easy to memorize. If it's really important, because when you have, say, a trauma like a car crash, your life's on the line. So your brain actually wakes up. It's very easy to remember. And also, if you've got some energy when you start studying, it's easy to remember. So those three things, whenever you're sort of studying in the next week, number one, if you're tired, stop it. Don't do it. Your brain won't work. You'll be pushing and pushing and pushing. It won't absorb. Number two, don't try to memorize. If you keep trying, most of your attention is on the trying, not on the memorizing. So you're splitting your mind up into the effort and also the goal of memorizing. Just relax. And number three, see if you can make it fun. If you can make it fun and enjoy it, just like a song, it's so easy to memorize. These are some things we know about in meditation, how to use your memory, how to actually gain it in the first place. And then how to access it. How you access your memory, especially in the times of examination stress. The more you try, the harder it is to remember. When you freak out, when you're nervous, when you stress out of fear that the time is slipping by, you've only got a few minutes to go, of course you can't remember what you're supposed to put down on the paper. There was one friend, many years ago, she was a monash in Melbourne. She was studying medicine. She came top every year, top of the whole school. And people were surprised because she hardly ever went to lectures. And they wondered what the heck was going on. I knew that girl. She was Sri Lankan. She learned her meditation when she was a kid. Family migrated over to Australia. She said it was just so easy. She'd just read the book once. She could remember it. She didn't have photographic memory. She knew how to be mindful. When she was reading, she was fully aware of what was in front of her eyes. No effort, because effort actually stops memory. You just read it with a still and peaceful mind. And she had a wonderful time at university. She could go to as many parties as she wanted, and she could still get the very top marks. A couple of years ago, and it just happened to be another Sri Lankan, one of my students over in Perth. In the end of school examinations, the whole state of Western Australia, he was the top student. He got what we call like this Beasley Medal for the top student in the whole state of Western Australia. And as a result, he was given a scholarship to Harvard, all expenses paid. That's neat, isn't it? Saved his parents a lot of money, they were very happy. How did he do that? Because he actually followed these teachings. He'd been a student for a long time, heard about the positive psychology we teach there, and learned how to meditate. And that was his advantage. These are incredibly powerful things for you. So, how do you train your memory? Pay attention. When you're studying the next week, forget about the past, forget about the future. In the present moment, put joy into what you're doing. This is fun stuff. You're interested in this. Make it interesting. You can always make something interesting. When you look at it and it's interesting, you will remember it. And don't try too hard. Don't think you have to force it into your brain. That is counterproductive. And then when it comes to the exam time, relax. Enjoy. Remember, it doesn't matter what happens, good, bad, who knows. See what happens. With that idea in your mind, with that positive psychology, you'll be able to do very well. When it comes to the parties after the exam time, when you're looking for a partner, in life, looking for someone to go out with, get positive. If you get nervous, what's going to happen? What's she going to think about me? Please remember this story. In your 20s, around that time, the sort of age when people were studying this university, in that type of age group, you're so concerned what other people think of you. Girls have to dress up and be pretty, be beautiful. What are you doing that for? Because you're concerned what other people think of you. Boys, again, have to be macho, they have to know the right way of speaking, know what's fashionable. So they too, kids in their 18, 19, 20 to 25 or whatever, they're really concerned what other people think of you. When you get into your sort of 40s, like some of your lecturers, you see they don't worry about fashion. They don't care what other people think of them. They go beyond that. So they just do it anyway. So when you're in your 40s, you don't care what other people think of you. And finally, when you're in your 60s, when you get smart and wise, you discover that people weren't thinking about you anyway. They're all thinking about themselves. So look, you boys, if you see a nice girl, don't be afraid of what she thinks about you. Because when you go up to speak to her, she's not thinking about you. She's thinking about, what am I going to say? Does he like me? Is my hair okay? Is my dress okay? She'll be thinking what you think about her. And you girls, don't worry about that, because he's not thinking about you. Don't be so conceited. He's thinking about himself. So that way you can both relax and don't worry what other people are thinking about you. Then you can enjoy life so much more. So isn't that where a lot of stress and fear comes up? Because we're so worried what other people think of us. No, you just relax and enjoy yourself. Then you come across as being confident. Then confidence is one of the great keys to success. Confidence is positive psychology. So that confidence is, I don't care what other people think about me because they're not thinking about me anyway. I practice that as a lot as a monk, because look at the way I dress. Sometimes I have some great fun being dressed like this. Every time I go to the airport, sometimes in foreign countries and sometimes on the toilets, they don't have it in English. You have to follow the signs. So when choosing the toilet, I look at this the picture on the door and think which one looks like me. You get it, it's a woman's. So I have great fun. I don't care what people think of me. And that way you can really relax, be confident and have a successful time. I think I'll talk for about an hour. Is it? Already? 50, that's close enough. I'll open up for question and answers. But if ever I gave a talk and I worried what people thought about my talk, I would never be able to relax and engage with people. So for those of you who are lecturers, at this university, when you're giving a lecture, please don't worry about what other people think about you. Then you will never be able to communicate with others. Relax, enjoy yourself, and you'll find you'll be able to give that information off to your students. Those are key to success. Confidence. So you be confident in the exams coming up next. You be confident in your relationship. You balance your life. It's important to play and have fun. My goodness, you know, you're only young once. You know, enjoy yourselves for goodness sake. Then don't think that, you know, partying or having a bit of fun is going to be bad for your academic career. It's amazing. I saw the people who were studying all the time in their rooms in Cambridge were the ones who kept failing. It's true. The ones who actually knew how to balance it, those who were partying all the time, they failed too. You find this, what we call it in Buddhism, middle way. So enjoy your life, because enjoying your life gives you energy, gives you a beautiful positive mind. It means you're not frustrated, you're not afraid, you're confident, you go into the examination rooms with fun. And your life is beautifully balanced. You balance that life where you're here at university, then you will succeed, you will do well. What was that great book, Emotional Intelligence? But that was, it followed people who'd done very well in universities in the US. You wanted to find out whether your academic success was going to carry on into worldly success, whether you'd be successful in life. And you found that the people who got the double firsts wasn't a guarantee of success at all. In fact, there was hardly any correlation between academic success and success out there in the world, either financially or emotionally with your relationships. But this fellow found out that what gave you success in life was what he called again the emotional intelligence. Your ability to form relationships with other people and the quality of your relationship with yourself. That positive mind, the thing which you could, you know, have a nice relationship with a girl or a boy, but you did feel good about yourself. That emotional intelligence was more of a positive indicator of success in life than the grades you got at university. And that's why I talk like this. Because yes, not everyone can get the first. That's not so important. It's how you do your exams, not the result of those exams, which is crucial in life. It's whether you do that with a beautiful sense of a positive mind, willing to put all your effort into this, but not being so concerned about the grades they give you. Because your success in the exams coming is how you live the next week, how you treat those exams, and how you understand the grades which come as a result. What is success, what is failure? Good, bad, who knows? Whatever happens in life, you have this beautiful positive attitude towards it. Your grade will be better than you could have otherwise got, and your life will be more happy and more successful. Take away the worry, and you'll find success. Take away the fear, and you'll find there's no limit to what you can do. Take away this useless way of looking at your mind, of worrying about past and future, and you'll find you'll be highly powerful in whatever you do in life. I was good at science. I did do very well at university. I've also done very well in my chosen career as a Buddhist monk. Because I think what made me successful in science also makes me successful as a monk. The emotional intelligence, to connect, to have fun, but also to produce. That's the talk for today. Da da da.
Thank you, Ajahn, for the enlightening talk. I believe that we have now received some insights on how to become a more effective and happy student. We will now move on to a question and answer session. If any of the guests have any questions, we'll use the microphone.